Hey, what up, y'all? Um, yeah, let me fix this real quick. Okay, it's 3:29 a.m. About to get ready to go work in a little bit. Um, Thought I'll do the little Bible reading again this morning. Okay, let's get into it. Genesis 4. Okay, um, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived him and bare Cain, and said, I've gotten a man from the Lord. And she bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. Verse 5. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, but Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Verse 6. Okay. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doesn't well, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doesn't dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel my brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth for me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the ground, which hath opened her eye to receive thy brother's blood, brother's blood from thy hand. And thou tillest the ground; it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Verse 14. Behold, thou driven me out from this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be fu- fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that fighteth me shall slay me. Yeah. And the Lord said unto me, Therefore, whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Lest any finding him should kill him. Okay, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. And Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begat Mehijo, and Mehijo begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech. And Lamech took unto him two wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the other Zillah. Okay, verse 20, y'all. Let's go. Okay. And Ada bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ. And Zillah, she also bore Tubal, Cain, an instructor of every artif- artificer in brass and iron. The sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech, for I slain a man to my wounding, a young man to my heart. Verse 24, y'all, let's go. We're almost done with this chapter. If Cain shall be average sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, She hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. Hold on, let's see. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then men began to call upon the name of the Lord. Mark is read, chapter 5. That's the same verse. I thought this gives different ones. The same, but hey, that's cool. Return. Ads. Okay, let's go. Chapter 5. Genesis 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adams in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called the name Adam. Called the name Adam. And in the day they were and in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam had begun, and the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 850 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and begat Mahalalel. Okay, 13. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 60 and 5 years and begat Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Mahalalel were 890 and 5 years, and he died. Verse 18, let's go. And Jared lived 162 years and begat Enoch. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 70 and 5 and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 23. Okay. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begat Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 782 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son. Verse 29, let's go. And he called his son Noah, saying, This shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah had 500 years, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay. Okay.
What Bible do you read? And how do you know it's the right one? There's only one version of the Bible, right?
Okay, Genesis 6, verse 1. Let's go. Let's continue. We're at 11 minutes. Okay. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also with flesh, yet his day shall be 120 years. Be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also that when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of God, men of renown. Men of renown. Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart were only evil continually, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and creepy thing, and fowls of the air, for it reopened me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 9, let's go. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man, a perfect man in his generation, and Noah walked with God, and Noah begat sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Verse 12, let's go. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, and all the flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is coming before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Booms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it with and without pitch. Verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make of it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shall make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, with lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, and destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee I will establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy son's wife with thee, and of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shall bring into the ark, and keep them alive with thee, shall be male and female. Verse 20. Okay. And of fowls of their kind, and of cattle after their kind, and of every creepy thing of the earth after his kind, two of every sort shall come unto thee, and keep them in life. I already read that part. Oh, did I? No, that's different. Okay. Sorry about that. Got confused there. Okay. 21. And take thou unto thee of all that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to God commanded him. So did he. Genesis 7.
What Bible do you read? And how do you know it's the right one?
Oh, sorry about the ads, y'all. Sorry about the ads. Okay, Genesis 7, verse 1. Let's go. And the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take 3 by 7s, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female, of fowls of the air by 7s, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all earth. Verse 4. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with them in the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Okay, verse 8. Scroll up. Okay. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of the fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth, they ran in 2 by 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the day that were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Verse 12. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self same day, and to Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth and the sons of Noah and Noah's wife and the 3 wives of the sons with them into the ark. And verse 14. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. Verse 15. And they ran into Noah into the ark, 2 by 2, flesh by flesh, wherewith the breath of life. And they ran in male and female of flesh as God commanded, and the Lord shut him in. Verse 17 of Genesis 7. Let's go. Let's continue. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it lifted upon the earth, and the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark ran up upon the face of the waters, and the Lord prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. Verse 20. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died and moved upon the earth, both fowl and of cattle and beast, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man, and whose nostrils was the breath, and all in whose nostrils was the breath of life of all that was in the dry land died, and every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and creepy thing, and fowl of the heaven, and they destroyed them from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. 24. Okay. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 115 days. Mark is read. Okay, I think we'll stop there, y'all.